So we've actually managed to get our hands on the Cupid doll. Now, unlike the Walmart exclusive box sets, Asda in the UK, as it's part of the Walmart family, has actually managed to stock a Europeanized but still a version of CA Cupid. Now, when they first said we're making a doll who is the daughter of the Greek god of love, Eros, I was wondering what the hell they were doing and what does it have to do with monsters if it's a god of love. So they've gotten around this by making her his adopted daughter. She is actually an unidentified kind of elemental monster, and she was adopted by Cupid. She was just left on his doorstep apparently, and he brought her up and gave her her skeletal wings, and now she deals with love in the monster world at Monster High. Go figure. So I'm kind of more okay with it now, but I'm still wondering what the hell's going on. Random likes her though. But Random does not, however, like on these pictures how she has an outlining on her lips as well as the little red bit where her makeup is.
It's like a creepy, like a puppet or something.
So here we have CA Cupid. It's in a box that's similar to the Sweet 1600s, but obviously without a key, and it was the same price as a basic, seeing as she doesn't come with any of the Sweet 1600 extras.
Also, for anyone who doesn't know, the Sweet 1600 line is from a Valentine's TV special called
Why Do Ghouls Fall in Love?
That's one.
So Cupid was a character that appeared in the webisode, well, not webisode, in the special long episode. It's not really clear if this is going to be her only doll or if she's going to appear in the future, but I think she's just exclusive to Why Do Ghouls Fall in Love. So, as I mentioned, this is a Europeanized version of the box. So it just says love doesn't have to be scary in many languages. And it actually says CA Cupid, daughter of Eros, because they have remembered to use his Greek name and not the Romanized version Cupid. And apparently she only uses her initials because her actual name is extremely long and almost impossible to pronounce. So there's the other dolls in the actual Sweet 1600 set. So far we've done the review of Frankie. We actually have reviews of Draculaura and Claude coming up, so it's just Claudine that we need to get now. And unlike the other ones, she doesn't have a name on the top of the box, but she does still have the Sweet 1600 shiny detailing along both the sides. So we'll open up her box now and see what it looks like on the inside. So here we have Cupid on the back packaging. Random actually noticed that there are extra slots in here because this is the back packaging from the American box, which had a little heart there with her saying love doesn't have to be scary. Instead we have it in the back. And on the American one we also saw that this used to be a smaller picture, and then it mentioned about calling her on her hotline if you had any troubles. So that's somewhat different. We do still have this postcard. No telling what's going to be on the back though. It's probably a blank piece of card, seeing as they've Europeanized everything. So here is Cupid. The backing is basically the same as the Sweet 1600s, but smaller because it's basic doll sized. And she actually has a coloured stand, lo and behold. It is pink to match her hair. And the decoration on the box, by the looks of things, is a heart with an arrow going through it, with the Monster High bleeding heart behind it. And we have a random scratch at the top of our box, like a paint flick or something. So we'll get her out, find out what's on the back of the postcard, and see what... Oh, wait! I just forgot something. We have again the instructions. the normal instructions that say nothing about how you're supposed to sort out her wings. So I'm assuming they're counting it as a ordinary accessory then. So we'll get her off the back packaging, have a look at the postcard, and see about her wings, I guess. So here is CA Cupid out of the box. Okay, so starting from the top as we usually do. Now her hair is braided around the top into a heart shape.
Almost like a heart halo.
Yeah, kind of. And then her fringe is slightly different from in the animation and things because it's just a triangle of hair which is being curled over. Now, she doesn't come with a hairbrush, which is a shame because she had an awful case of box hair. So it's just completely flat down the back, and everything that should have been curled out is just kind of stuck to her head. So we're just debating on whether to try and brush it out and style it or just leave it like that because we're not going to see the back. So her earrings, one of them is the heart arrow and the other is a bow. Now, for some reason on the doll she has red eyebrows. On the animation she had blonde eyebrows as though she dyed her hair pink. So,
which I preferred.
Yeah, so her eye makeup is pink and then blue. She doesn't have any makeup underneath her eye. And the shine in her eye is actually heart-shaped. And her lipstick is also meant to be a sort of heart-shaped pink in the middle of her lips there. And she is also the only doll to wear blusher. I don't know if you can really see it on the camera, but she does have a light pink blush on both of her cheeks. Now, it was pointed out on the internet that because this doll is a Walmart exclusive and possibly the only Cupid they're going to make, she actually has Ghoulia's face mold. So I'll probably come back to that at some point and bring a Ghoulia over. So here we have the clip that attaches Cupid's wings, because unlike in the pictures we've seen for the new dolls that are coming out with wings like Rochelle Goyle and the Maker Monster Dragon kit, she doesn't actually have them attached to her body. So she has a clip which is the arrow for one of her bows curled round her neck, and then it just clips onto her neck, and then the wings are just clipped on like that. So if you look at the wings from the front, it makes a kind of a heart shape. So from the back, it's skeletal wings, almost like a rib cage which has been uncurled. And then she has the vertebrae down there, which, in my opinion, look kind of heart-shaped to me. Random didn't really see it. So the top part of her dress, she's actually been given two sets of sleeves. She has clear see-through ones just to keep the dress up, and then she has her black net ones. So the main top part of her dress is pink with glittery thread through it, and then she has the net wrapped around in an X and then wrapped around her waist. And then the skirt part of her dress, the top of it is actually reminiscent of the icing on Draculaura's birthday cake and on her shoes. And then the bottom part is made up of bow and arrow hearts, which are the right way up and upside down, all the way around her dress. And the material of the dress fades from white to pink. And underneath she has a layer of netting, which I'm pretty sure is supposed to be longer than the dress so that you can actually see it, but it seems to have curled up. That's a bit better. So, on her right arm, she has a pink cuff bracelet and a bow and arrow ring. And if I switch to her left hand, because it's easy to see, the lower arm fades from white to black, and then she has a heart-shaped netting on her hand. Now, unlike in the animation in the pictures, this is only on the top of her hand because the palm is just completely black, which is a bit of a shame. And then her legs do something similar. So they fade from white to black, and then there is a kind of a netting design with hearts on, which goes down to her foot. And her shoes are made up of masses and masses of hearts. So there's pink hearts around the front, white hearts extending up to the back. The part around her ankles is actually half of a heart each, so if you put her heels together then it makes a kind of a heart shape. And then the heels, one heel is the arrow and the other is the bow. So very, very heavily heart,
Detailed.
bow and arrow themed and heart detailed. So if we go on to her accessories, so as I've mentioned, she actually doesn't come with a hairbrush, so I can forget about the hairbrush part, they're pretty much all the same anyway. So her bag is practically the same design which is on her skirt. It's the heart shape with all of the hearts and the bow and arrow in. And then the handles are bent arrows, the same as the clip around her neck, but in pink. And the heart appears to be bleeding, which is the same as the kind of icing around the dress. And then she has her postcard. Now, unlike the ones that we've had before, this isn't actually printed on paper, it's printed on plastic. So we have a picture of her doing her radio show with her name at the bottom. And then on the back, seeing as it's been Europeanized, rather than giving us any details, they have another picture. Which is getting me to wonder now, rather than having a map, do the American Skull Shores dolls have something written on the backs of their postcards? So I may have to look that up now. So that's Cupid. I'll grab Ghoulia quickly so we can compare the face molds. So here we have the Skull Shores Ghoulia, seeing as her glasses are already removed. So if I turn them both to the side, you can see it is the same face mold, same nose shape and that, etc. So the only real difference is the face printing. The actual mold itself is the same on both of them, so they have the same nose and basic face shape.
The only other thing I was going to say was when we went to two different Asda stores, and they only had one of Cupid.
In the entire selection of Asdas that we went to.
Yep, and they also only had the one Claude. So I think these ones in the UK at least, they seem to have Draculaura everywhere.
Yeah, Draculaura is the one that everyone seems to have stock of. I think it's because it's her birthday, so they made the most of her.
But yes, Cupid seems to be quite a rare one to try and get hold of, so we were extremely happy to find her. However, I've got to say, I don't know if it's lighting or different camera qualities, but Cupid, compared to the pictures I saw, both professional by Mattel and other people's, Cupid seemed to have a different shade of hair, almost, and looks slightly different to how I imagined her to be quite different than what she is.
I think with the professional Mattel photos, what the real difference is the fact that they've brushed out her hair so it looks a lot bigger, as well as the different
And the dress
shade.
was puffier, because they always try and make him look the best. But I'm happy with that, and I love the details of the hands, and so you weren't so keen though.
No, but that was mainly just because it was supposed to be the daughter of a god of love, and I didn't really see the monster connection. So we'll see you with the rest of the Sweet 1600 reviews then.